Morning everyone, Ash Webber here, aka they don't make them like that anymore. I've got two performances today. I've got one at 2 o'clock over in Hemel Hempstead, which is a nice fundraiser, some classic cars, classic motorbikes over there. And this evening a full-on Buddy Holly and Friends winter dance party, which is again a fundraiser. That's in Tamworth, just outside Birmingham. So a winter dance party, probably the hottest Saturday of the year. It's going to be fun and games, but we'll enjoy it nonetheless. So why am I making a video? Firstly, it's just a little bit of mockumentary, a little bit behind the scenes, a little bit what goes on, what goes into a performance. And secondly, I hope that people who, through no fault of their own, maybe don't book music very often or are a little bit uninitiated into what happens behind the scenes, might get to watch this. In 2018, there's still this consensus that a musician is doing something that they love. It should be no more than a hobby, therefore it's not a full-time job, therefore not professional, shouldn't charge the rates that they do. Because of course, you know, a musician just turns up, all their equipment is magically done, it's set up, they'll sing for a couple of hours, home in bed within the hour, having earned a nice wedge. Obviously what I aim to do with this is just show you what happens behind the scenes, how long it takes, what's involved, and the fact that a professional such as myself and all the professionals out there aren't doing it half-assed, aren't messing around. It's a serious game. I resigned after 10 years of being a police officer to entertain full-time, so I want to get it right. Anyway, enjoy, relax, and if you like what you see, share it, and subscribe and all that malarkey. I'll try and whack some links up later on. Anyway, rock out, we've got a busy day ahead. So next you've got loading up the vehicle, which can take between 30 minutes and 45 minutes, depending on how much paintwork you want to chip off the wallpaper, really. Just start getting your stuff ready and getting it in the motor a good hour or so before you need to go. No point rushing, leaving it to the last minute. So anyway, that's done. Time to get on the road. After, of course, getting yourself ready, you've got to remember it's a full-time job. So as a result of that, clean shaven, nice shirt, cheeky shower, got to look the part. Let's go. So just arrived at what I thought was the first venue for the day, followed the postcode that I was given by the customer, and that was incorrect, albeit I'm only about 200 metres away. But again, doesn't always run smoothly, something you've got to be aware of. That's why you've got to leave more than enough time to get there. Anyway, more to follow. So, hi guys, here we are, second gig of the day in sunny Tamworth, and it is sunny, just outside Birmingham. So last one was in Floundon, Hemel Hempstead. It's about a 100-mile drive straight to Tamworth, stop for a quick coffee, rocket fuel in between times, and set up and ready to go. On stage in about 20 minutes or so, everything's set up, along with another very talented singer they've drafted in locally. She's very, very good. And of course a DJ. Had one or two proper old school Teddy boys coming out to tonight's gig, which is really, really nice to see. Some of the originals, real bit of passion, bit of history. So hopefully can take them back to today's gone. So many miles covered. It's going to be a very late finish, but second gig of the day. Feeling a bit tired, but the adrenaline will kick in soon, and it's going to be a banging night in Tamworth. So more to follow. So just prior to 10 o'clock, 2 sets down, 1 to go. Brilliant night of fundraising and 50s and 60s music here at Tamworth. Really good crowd. Sharing the stage with some real talent. Been a brilliant night.
You're fantastic. Thank you very much.
So it's 11:30 in Tamworth. Got a lovely moon behind me. Done 3 fantastic sets. Really went down well. Fantastic evening. A lot of money raised. The other act, she was really good. Great DJ as well. So I'm about to hit the road. No, I'm not, because there's a DJ disco still going on, and of course it's my lightning rig, isn't it? So this is it. First one in, last one out. So again, if you've got any potential clients who are a little bit upset at the astronomical amount you're charging for the couple of hours work, it's really not. You've got to be the first one there, and obviously you can't leave until it's done. I can't take down a lighting rig mid-disco, so I'll hit the road when I hit the road. All in a day's work. So it's just before 2 o'clock. Now Sunday morning. I'll keep this one brief, and that really concludes the working day. It's very ungentlemanly to talk money, and usually I wouldn't, but I've been making a point really throughout the video, so I will, for the purpose of this, go into specifics. So my gross today was 350 quid, which for no more than 2.5 hours of singing, which I ideally love, is very easy money. But the first thing we need to do is allow 20%-ish or whatever, take tax off of that. Now, a lot of people go, oh, money, oh, cash in hand, oh, surely just expenses. No, maybe it's the law enforcer in me, but I haven't got time for a tax cheat at the end of the day. I want to pay the taxes, I want to contribute, hold my head high, and know that I'm paying into the system. So my 350 quid like that, 20%, roughly 70 quid. So that becomes 280. Then you've got to work out, you've got yearly costs of doing what you do as a musician. So, your equipment use, maintenance, wear and tear, replacements, upgrades, backing track, backing music downloads, PAT testing, certification, public liability insurance, things that you wouldn't really think about, I suppose, dry cleaning, guitar setups, restrings, things like that. So you look at that pound for pound per gig, I'd allow, being generous, probably about a tenner, to take £10 off. So takes my net down to 280. Travel wise, I've done about half a tank of diesel. My car's fairly economic, but I've done about 180 miles, 20 for the gig earlier on, about 200. So yeah, about half a tank for me. So that's around about, I'll round down slightly, 30 quid. So my 350 is kind of 240 pretty quickly. Which again is still better than a kick up the arse, and a hell of a lot better than I got for a day's wage being a copper. But I got on the road about 12:30. I got changed and started loading up the car from about 12. So makes my working day about 14 hours. Working that out, that's about £17 an hour that I've earned today. Still better than a kick up the arse, but a far cry from the astronomical amount of money when you originally quote. So listen, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed a day in the life. You're probably thinking, God, all you've bloody done is moan all day. Maybe you want to try another job. And I emphasise again, I love what I do. I love this. I've left lucrative full-time employment to do this. Just if you have got people who don't quite understand what an entertainer does or a musician does, or, you've got the client who can't quite understand why a quote may be higher than they expected, just play this to them. A very honest day in the life, what's involved, the time it takes. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed, and thank you very much indeed. Bless you all, and see you on the road. Take care.